么？你们在做什么？
So I'm growing this beard that you see here because I'm in the midst of producing a really cute, like a Hallmark invitation card. Producing it for Van A because I think she should have something special. The story of me and the Filipino girl. Well, I got a job with this temporary agency. And they wanted me to go to this grocery store, so Wednesday night comes, I have to walk up the mountain to catch the bus, which is about 30 minutes away. And as I'm approaching the bus stop, this beautiful short girl comes out of the community center. It's at night, it's about 10 o'clock at night. She starts running ahead of me to the bus stop, because we were both late and we were moving fast. She got to the bus stop and turned around. She saw me coming. And I couldn't figure out why would she risk her life here, because this bus stop is in the middle of nowhere. It's like there's no houses, there's no buildings, there's no shops, there's no services. There's just this bus stop and a swamp in the back. And you can hear the tree frogs. And the swamp's protected by a chain link fence. And up the street where she could have got a bus, there's McDonald's and a couple of restaurants. It would have been a lot safer for her. So anyway, she was staring. She wouldn't stop staring, so we got on the bus. We had to sit up front because it was fairly crowded that night, Wednesday night. And once more, just, I was sitting sideways in the bus. She was sitting facing in front. Down the back a little bit, and I noticed through the corner of my eye she was staring. I was thinking, does this girl recognize me from YouTube? And what's the chance of that happening? Not very likely. So she got off the bus, and as she's getting off the bus, she got, she rode it with me across the city, and then across the bridge and into the next city. As she's getting out the bus, she turns around, looks behind, sees I'm coming, but I still got further to go. I have to go into another city. And the next night comes, Thursday night. I run to the bus stop. I get there first. I see her coming around the corner. She's moving quite fast because she's getting late, and the bus is coming at that time. And so as she's rooting around for her bus pass, I get on the bus and she comes in behind me. And the bus is crowded Thursday night, so I'm sitting in my usual place, squished in between two people. And I'm facing sideways in the bus. She sits way down back. I know she's staring. But then a couple minutes later, the person beside me gets off the bus. The next person gets off the bus. And it's two empty seats here, right? Beside me. I move up a little bit, and I'm still sitting there sideways. She's still sitting way down back. She gets up out of her seat, walks to the front of the bus, starts talking to the driver for a couple minutes. And then she goes over and she sits down beside me. And she puts her purse between us and picks up her cell phone. She starts talking in Filipino. She eventually gets off the bus, goes and works. By that time she knows I'm not getting off the bus. And third night comes. I get to the bus stop. And she's waiting there outside just outside of the door there in the bus stop place. The problem is this night that the two of us were standing there inside while waiting for the bus because there was somebody in the bus stop. And I did something very rude. I got on the bus instead of letting her on the bus. And I felt so bad about that kind of behavior, It bothered me for the whole night. And the next night I decided that you're not going to be that rude to her again. So the next night comes, she's in the bus stop because that guy's not there, and I show up late, of course. And I decide, you know what, this girl, I think, and I'm sure, that this girl might be interested, showing interest in me. I should ask her out, make some kind of contact with her. So the fourth night, I just decided to break the ice. I walked up to her and I said, it's cold out tonight, isn't it? And she agreed. And she smiled a little bit, and then I allowed her on the bus first, because I wasn't going to be rude and walk in front of her again. So she gets on the bus, she walks down back, and she sits in the seat. I go back to the back of the bus too, because the front's crowded, and I sit beside her, but slightly back. And for the entire trip, she kept looking back on occasion to see if I was still there every time the bus stopped to let people off. Or pick people up. She would turn around and she'd look just slightly to see if I was still there. So I'm thinking that night, this girl must be interested. So why don't I just ask her out? I've already broken the ice, why don't I just become more familiar with her? So I'm thinking maybe this is the girl, you know, maybe this will turn into something like a good relationship. And so Wednesday night comes, and I'm all prepped and, you know, thinking, got my mind all ready to get in a conversation with her and somehow work it into a date. And I'm checking my, you know, it was about 5 hours before work, and I'm looking at the phone. 3 phone messages from the temp agency, and then I go on the computer and there's 2 messages from the temp agency on the computer. And I checked them and they said, the grocery store does not need your services anymore, please do not come in. That was it. I wasn't going to see her that night. You know, I wasn't going to walk up the hill, get on the bus for no reason. You know, but I decided, you know what, I should try anyway. So I went up Thursday night, and Monday night and Tuesday night she was not there. Not there at all. So apparently when I stopped riding the bus to work, she stopped taking the bus to go home. And I never seen her again. And all I've got is a few images of where the bus stop is and this blurry black images of her, but you know, as I say, we don't call it the impossible dream for nothing. And that's the magic moments, my very first attempt at picking up a Filipino woman.